Hi, imagine a person called A sold property to B around 20 years ago by delivering the original document in the name of A to B. Now, B has two documents in his hand, original documents. The document in the name of A and the document in the name of B. For some reason, B misplaced those both documents. And because the property price was also less 20 years ago, B never took adequate interest to procure the original documents or procure the possession, because he out of ignorance, he thought that because the documents were lost, property was lost, and he couldn't do anything about it. And at that point of time, the price of the property was also very less. Now the documents in the name of A and the documents in the name of B, both these original documents reached the hands of the C, who is the impersonator or the fraudster. Now C impersonated B and sold the property to D by executing a document. So now there are three original documents in the hands of D. The document in the name of A, the document in the name of B, and C impersonated B and sold the property to D. So D has one original document. So therefore, three original documents are in the custody of D with the possession for more than 12 years. So what is the summary of this illustration is, D purchased property from C and C impersonated B. Therefore, D did not get title. Listen carefully. D did not get any title, but D got possession. In the real estate properties in India, ownership has two elements. One is the title, the other is the possession. And possession is 9 out of 10 in India. Please underline this point. So here D has a possession of 12 years, that is possessory title, and B has the title in his name right from the purchase, because he did not transfer it to anybody. C impersonated B. Now what happens? Now the case comes to court, and after 20 years, B comes to know that D is enjoying his property without any title. So B launched a suit against D, claiming title and possession, recovery of possession. In a similar case, Supreme Court decided recently, which is in the description box, kindly go through it. Supreme Court decided, or if this case which is in the illustration reaches Supreme Court will decide like this. Because the principle was already decided by the Supreme Court, the same principle will be applied again when this matter also, which is in the illustration, reaches Supreme Court. B will get title because he is the title holder, he will get title, and D will get possession. So the ownership by way of title will be retained with B, and ownership by way of possession will be retained with D. B can transfer the title to anybody. B can obtain a bank loan on the title also, but B cannot construct anything on the title. Here D can transfer the possessory title to anybody, but D will not get ownership title forever. D will get even permission to construct a house also, because he is in possession. His possessory rights were confirmed. The reason is the possessory right of B was lost due to limitation. Now what is the limitation? Limitation is an expiry date for the cause of action. Now what is the cause of action? Cause of action is the right that is accrued to the victim to approach court. So B has to approach court within 12 years from the date B lost possession to D. In fact, D has a better possession, not only adverse possession. Adverse is somewhat a doubtful possession. D has a better possession because D was believing that he is the owner of the property. All through the 20 years, D was believing that he is the owner of the property, he is enjoying the property. So D has better possession and B has a title. So this is how Supreme Court will decide the case in the interest of the justice. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubts, kindly comment.